and gentlemen, good afternoon, good evening, or good morning from wherever you're watching us from. This is an amazing show that is coming up to your screens. And for the very first episode, the premiere episode, we have a very interesting guest with us. And I will just let our guest introduce herself. Then mid the show, we will tell you what this show is gonna be about, and I'm sure it's something you're gonna love. So stay tuned, keep it here at Grace Muthuma.
Wherever you are from, habari yako, how are you? As you have heard, my name is Grace Wangare Muthuma. A mother, a CEO, a sister, a matriarch. I don't know what other name you can give me, because that is where I am, a business person, an entrepreneur who is here to change the medical world and make it a better place for everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Grace is a name that we know, and we majorly associate it with Nairobi Outpatient Girl. But other than the association with Nairobi Outpatient Girl, who is Grace?
My story is a very interesting story. It's come from a girl who has been born and brought up in a very humble background. Sometimes when I talk about humble background, is where I was born in Kiambu, Kiamba, Karura, Wangunyu. My parents, I lost my parents when I was very young, and especially my mom. And I was brought up in a tradition family setup where a mother and father in a big family, because I'm the fifth born in a family of 9.
Oh, that's a big family.
It's a big family. A family of 7 girls and 2 boys. I'm the fifth, I'm in the middle. And that is why you will have to tell the society to forgive me for being loud, because you can imagine a family of 9, so you're the fifth, so in the middle of 4. So you're trying to be loud to be heard.
Yeah, so that you can get heard.
Yeah, so that you can get heard. So this is where I think where you grow up, and by God's grace have been able to thrive. Why do I use the word thrive? Because it was a very harsh background. It was difficult. Having lost your mother when you're very young. And intentionally, I can say my mother was a housewife, that time a business person, who has not defined herself. And when I was growing up, I did not find my dad at home. Unakumbuka ni wale wanaume wa kitambo walikuwa anaenda for 1 whole year, anakuja December. Hata akikuja anakuja after a few months. So it was so funny to see my dad.
Yes.
And when my dad is around, the whole village will know. Kwa sababu kwenye ile duka iko hapo kwa kao ka village ketu, tunanunua mkate. Kwa sababu
no, that is for celebration. Baba
not even for celebration. Si baba hako na amekuja na pesa. Okay. And we hardly afford that the breakfast with the bread. So I'm the kind of a person mwenye amelelewa na ile ugali libaki ya jana, ama getheri libaki kama kuna yenye imebaki. Because there are days I have gone to school with an empty stomach, because there was nothing to feed in the morning. So it was a very difficult and poor setup. I have grown in that time abject poverty. And there was time that we started doing very well, and then went back to that bad background. And don't forget, this man was working at TDA as a zonal manager.
Oh.
So this was a man who was making money.
Yes.
But he could not take care of his family. So the whole burden was left with my mother. And I heard that my dad went to work, I think back in 1982, 83. So every year he will come, he will leave my mom pregnant. So, and I think somewhere along the line, my mom realized herself that I will not be depending with this man who comes yearly and leaves me pregnant. And I think after she finished giving birth to all those children, she started a business of farming. Sasa kwetu tulikuwa na kuku ya aina yote. Kuku ya mayai, kuku ya kutega, pigs and everything else. I started milking very young.
Yes.
At 10, 11, 12 year old, I could be able to milk more than 5 to 10 cows at 5 a.m. in the morning. So as much as it was a tradition way of bringing up children, I can say that I grew up with an on and off father.
Yes.
And that time you will come, hata kama atanunua mkate, you will pray to God that arudi. Because he was also a very violent man. Very bad man. So I have grown up in an environment where it was survival. It wasn't a good moment for me.
Now, growing up in such an environment where the father is absent, what values were instilled in you from a very young age that actually have shaped the kind of person, the leader that you are today?
I think my mom was also a very strict parent. And when talking about this, I can remember seeing my mom struggling.
Yes.
Every young person would look at the face of their parent and realize they are struggling.
Yes.
Because I remember I used to ask my mom, because my mom's mother was doing very well.
Okay.
My mom's family, they were very rich. And I used to look at her on the face and ask, what's your problem? Why is that you don't leave this bad marriage and this bad man and go back to your mother and you leave us?
Yes.
So she was a strict person, and I think also because of those problems, being subjected, giving birth every year. This man comes once in a year, and instead of bringing peace, he brings chaos. So my mom also went deep into religion. So what she did, she instilled discipline in us.
Okay.
And very strict discipline. Second, religion became a part of us, praying together and trusting God. And also, there is no way I can remember when I was a young girl being a playful person, yani tutoto tunacheza cheza nje, like a normal child who is in grade 2, grade 3, kucheza cheza, because I knew when 1 o'clock bell rings, I'll take my bag, run. Hiyo ni saide tulikuwa tunasoma mpaka 1.
Okay, that is 1 p.m.
1 p.m.
Yes.
So I take my bag very fast and I run home.
Okay.
Mimi pengine hata hakuna kitu ya kukula. Ni vyombo zimenigojea hapo zile za jana. Because
Unatoka shule kuja kuosha.
Yes, kuja kuosha.
Okay.
And you can imagine you're washing plates and dishes of almost 9-10 people.
Yes.
And my mom hata hayuko. Alienda kibarua kutafuta pesa ya sapa. And probably hata sikuwa nimekula kitu asubuhi.
Okay.
So we were barely surviving. So it's been a very difficult childhood, and I think that is what have also shaped me. Instilled discipline and being able to stand out. And when I grew up kidogo, I had to start standing out that I will not be able to grow up in this kind of environment. And the same environment I will never want for my children.
Now, you have painted a picture of hardship. And I'm curious, from your childhood, do you have any moment that you can remember, any memories of a happy time that you can remember as a child?
Actually, I will tell you this thing of those traumas in childhood has even led me to life coach.
Oh, you are a life coach?
No, to go and start trying to understand myself.
Okay.
And one day, one of the person I work with, my life coach, asked me, I would want you to write down one of the best moments I have had. And I can't even remember. Only one, that my mother came home and bought us very beautiful clothes. And after we fitted all the clothes, it was almost December holidays. My dad came home na akazirarua zote na akazimwagilia maji.
That is bad.
It was bad.
That is bad.
So, and probably the fact of we were all together at home. I would want you to be brought up by a mom who is not happy. And I think she has not decided to make herself happy because her life was very relying on this man who never comes home. Sijui kama unaelewa.
Yes.
So I would want to imagine that kind of environment. There was no good memories. I can't even count one. Only that, probably few with my mother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, we see a lot of challenges, and we don't even see any good memories from your childhood, right? Now, I'm curious, when you look back, do you have a challenge that you can say, this challenge stood out the most? Could be finances. Maybe hakukuwa na pesa kabisa. Can you say that this is the challenge that it was, man, this is the worst?
You have heard me always say, poverty is my worst enemy. That has always been my biggest challenge. Because one, you can imagine a family which is brought up, they don't know how to eat bread and butter every day and morning with tea with milk and sugar. You don't know how to eat at lunch like a good meal, and at dinner a good meal. And I remember when mom started doing the business ya farming, that is the time tumeanza kuamka kidogo. We could only do chapatis at lunchtime because we are so many. Yes. So that in the evening tupike githeri ndio kila mtu ashibe.
Lakini mtu alikuwa anakula chapati enzi zenu. That was a rich person because
that is the time now my mom started working hard.
Oh, okay.
And she's realized now I have to live my life for me, myself, and my children.
And the children, yes.
So that is the time she started very serious farming. And that is the time she started, the entrepreneurship started coming up in her. But also, you will not enjoy all that luxury. You can imagine a family of 9 children. It's not easy.
True.
So sasa unasikia nini, it's only 1 packet of nini chapati. Na greens na nini.
For 9 kids.
For 9 kids.
Okay.
So hata hiyo chapati tunakula. I remember even one of my classmates in primary school and kwani amkipikani kitu ingine, because I used to beba githeri and marenge. That was my food, na marenge inamea kwa shamba. So I don't remember neither. It was, and I think that is what has really defined me up to this minute. That is what has made Chris Muthuma to be very strong. Because there are 2 things. I will never want that life for myself and for my children.
Yes.
I also would not want that life for many other. And that is why you see even in my team, I push them. Let's grow, we go to the next level. Because I will never want even for my worst enemy to go through what I went through. A stomach, an empty stomach for your children is the worst thing that you can give to them as a mother.
Now, you mentioned something that stood out for me. Growing up, we always, now that we have grown, we are adults right now, and we are clearing our own bills. You get to discover that however our parents made, with the little they were getting, it was very crazy how they could manage their bills. Because you'd find your, probably your mom does washing clothes, anafulia watu. But with the little that she had, she could feed up to a family of 15 people. But now, give a Gen Z the same amount, give them even 2,000 per day. At the end of the day, they'll still require more from you.
These Gen Z have not gone through the hardship that we have gone through. They barely know to go a day without food. Even in my house, you go, my daughters, you miss breakfast. They will go back, that at drama. They'll even strike, and they will start even, though these people, they don't know how to manage money. So I would want you to see a scenario by I've gone in the morning without tea. I have come back at lunchtime, nimekuja kupata zile vyombo za jana na uchafu zimenigojea hapo. So ile meal tutakula ni ya jioni. So that is one thing, discipline that I am learning in a hard way. The hardest way possible. Haya, now my mom has started improving and doing businesses. Sasa unaona ni mimi ninapima maziwa. I know how to divide.
Yes.
Kuna maziwa ya kwenda kwa soko, kuna maziwa yenye itabaki, na kuna maziwa yenye tunauzia the villagers there. So by the time I am growing, I know how to divide 10 liters of milk.
Wow.
So you ask a Gen Z, a modern Gen Z to divide. Tumekataa mpaka, let's take the responsibility as millennial parents. We have refused to train them to be.
Yes.
I will not blame them. It's us.
Yes. Now, in our next segment, you're going to talk more about the story of Grace and how she has grown up to become the leader that she is today, the leader that we see, the founder of Nairobi Outpatient Girl. Now, see you right after the break.